Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is LeeKirbyDitkoComics here, and in this video I'll be showing you guys a LeeKirbyDitkoComics story time. You guys seem to really enjoy the last video I did of these, so I will make a part 2 right now. Again, if you enjoyed these videos where I just tell you guys some stories of my comic book experiences, make sure to hit that like button and tell me in the comments down below. But to kick off this video is going to be all about my first Comic-Con. Now, rewind a little bit when I'm about, I would say, between 8 and 10. I'm in my dad's comic book store. I'm looking through the comic book bins. At this time, I don't have any old comic books. Probably some of my first comic books I ever had were some like the Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man's always been my favorite ever since I was a little kid. And I'm looking through the comic book bins and I see this issue. It just strikes me because I really like the Beetle cover, and it looks really cool. And I'm looking at, I think the price on it was about 20 bucks. So I take it out, and of course my dad was over doing something, improving the store, always making it bigger and better. And I come over and I'd say, hey, can I have this? And he looks at it, he looks at the price, he says, all right, well, help me do some stuff around here and, earn it and you can get it. And I remember, that day I helped him out for a few hours, and I remember at the end of the day, I said, hey, can I have that Spider-Man? Because, he totally forgot, since it, it's just wasn't that big of a deal, obviously, but of course, as a little kid, less than 10 years old, it was a big deal to me, especially having an Amazing Spider-Man book or any kind of Silver Age book, or I guess this is early Bronze, under issue 100 was a really big deal for me. And he said, yeah, you can have it. And I was just so happy, so thrilled. And I actually ended up getting issue 93 a little while after that, just because I read this story and I was really into it. I wanted to get the issue before it, which was, I seen it was a Prowler cover, which was just like one. For some reason I just felt like these two went really well together. I guess just having two consecutive ones was really cool to me. And by the way, it sucks, but these aren't my original copies. I still have my original copies, but these have since been upgraded. That's why these are pretty nice condition. But I do have my original copies. They're lower grade, but again, they are pretty sentimental. But just for this video, I thought I'd show you guys these copies that were easily accessible. But I remember reading these just over and over again, man, and they were just really cool. This is the first time I really read really old comics, or at least really old to me, and it was just really cool experience, all that. Alright, fast forwarding to my first real Comic-Con where I actually bought a older Amazing Spider-Man. Now I won't go into too much depth about this, don't worry, because I already did talk about this in the previous video. But this issue, I told you guys when I got this for Stan Lee to sign, this was my oldest Amazing Spider-Man at the time, before it was these two. Then I got this one, so that was crazy, and you can see the whole story of that in my other video. But scrolling forward to my next Comic-Con, and I say this is my first Comic-Con experience because this is the first time when my dad and I set up at the show. I actually put out some of my comics that I had worked for and paid for from my dad, and they were all from a collection we had got. They were all coverless books, and I had, bought them from my dad, worked for them, and I brought them out to the show because I really wanted to, in essence, at this time I'm probably around 13 years old, and I thought, oh man, I'm gonna bring these coverless books out there. I'm gonna sell them for $1, $2, $3 a piece, some of the better ones, and I'm gonna try to buy some better books. And that was kind of the lesson my dad was instilling in me, was you sell the lower grades, you sell the books that you don't have as strong a passion for, and you buy stuff that you really do like. And for me, that was selling off these coverless books that, even though I liked looking at the artwork, I wanted books that really were looking, that gave me satisfaction owning. And that to me was definitely having just a really early book, having a much earlier issue of any kind of comic book title, which at the time is still like kind of out of my reach at the time, still, like buying a $50 book or $100 book. It's still out of my range at that time. So the show gets going, and I'm just selling my coverless books left and right. I mean, it's such an unreal experience. I'll never forget. I'm selling my coverless books left and right for $1, $2, $3, $1 here, and I'm just like, selling them, getting in the money. I'm just holding my money, and I get up enough money about, I would say I get about probably 70 to 80 bucks I get, and this is after a few hours, of course. And I'm just dying to go buy something now because I sold all this stuff that I didn't really like, and now I have some money that I think I can go and get something. So I go over to a good buddy of my dad's, a dealer that he's dealt with before. I go over there all by myself with my own money, and I see in his bins he has this Amazing Spider-Man number 33 and Amazing Spider-Man number 27. Now, for some reason, I'm just totally drawn to these two issues. The really dark, rich colors on this one. Of course, Green Goblin's on it, which I've never had a book before this that had Green Goblin on the cover. So I'm just flipping out over that. The condition is pretty good. These aren't my original copies. I actually do have my original copies right here. As you can see, they're in decent condition. This one's got a crease running down right here, a little bit of chipping, and my 27 has a little bit of spine wear, but it is in decent shape. But I've since upgraded these, and these books just struck me for some reason, man, and I was just like flipping out. Now, I looked at the prices, and he had, I still remember this, he had 40 bucks on this one, and he had 60 bucks on this one. And I was like, oh my god, that's $100. I'm short like, somewhere between 20 and 30 bucks. And I remember sealing the deal with this guy. It was like, I said, all right, I'll take these two. It was $100, and I remember running over to my dad, which the booth was right across the aisle from my dad's booth. And I go over and I say, Dad, can I borrow, $25? And he's like, why? I thought you already sold all your coverless books that you want to sell, and you're going to go buy it with that money. And I said, I know, but I'm buying some really cool books over here, and I need a little bit more money. Please, can I have a little bit more? And I remember my dad was just so cool about it. He said, all right, but you got to pay me back. And I remember getting that $25, running over, giving that dealer that money, and getting these, and that just sparked so much from me because now I had some really early Amazing Spider-Man issues. This one in particularly, the 27, because this is the 5th appearance of the Green Goblin. I quickly thereafter got issue number 26, which is the 4th appearance of the Green Goblin, and it's the 1st appearance of the Crime Master, because I read this book so many times, over and over and over again, and I was just actually so bummed that Crime Master died in this book, and the story on 33 is, of course, amazing. And so I got 26 like immediately thereafter, and I just started really put work into my work ethic. I just hustled really hard and made a lot of great deals. And I soon thereafter got the next. Oh, and there's my. That's actually the upgrade I got on my 26. But then soon thereafter, kept working, kept aspiring to get more and more issues, kept doing bigger and bigger deals each and every time. And I got issue 23, which is the 3rd appearance of the Green Goblin. And every time I would get an earlier issue, it would just like put more fire in my determination to get more Amazing Spider-Man issues. And then I got 17, which was my absolute favorite cover right when I seen it of all time. It's my favorite cover. And I remember flipping out when I got my first copy, and I unfortunately don't have my first copy anymore. I believe I sold it to get one of these upgrades. but it was, you know, it was lower grade at first. I kept getting better and better copies, so it was just absolutely amazing. And then I remember when I first got my first copy of Amazing Spider-Man 14, first appearance of the Green Goblin. It was just such a big moment for me, knowing that I finally kind of completed my first ever major journey on doing real business deals, and really just working really hard and smart on trying to figure out ways to get these books, and, you know, to pay them off and everything. So that's actually the story for this video, guys. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed watching. Comment your thoughts down below if you would like to see more storytime videos. Totally all on you guys, letting me know if you guys enjoy them. I'll only do them if you guys still like them. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to see all of my future comic book videos. And yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
That's all, folks.